When you think of Rosewill, you probably think power supply. At least that's what I think personally. But did you know they actually make keyboards? Because I honestly did not. We've been using a ton of their power supplies in the last year, especially with their new line. And as a thank you, they sent out a couple of their keyboards, about 3 or 4 of them to be exact. And I thought might as well make a cool review on it. So we have a couple keyboards that we're gonna be showcasing for you guys today. This isn't sponsored or anything by any means, but I just figured I'd make a video showcasing what these keyboards are about, their price, their specs, things like that that might be interesting for you guys. So we're gonna go into a bit of a deep dive, give you guys the unboxing experience, give you guys a quick typing test. We're gonna go through their TKL option as well as their full size with an included screen. The Neon S75 comes in at $59.99. For the S96, this one is a little more expensive, coming in at $79.99, but I'm excited to dive into these because they do seem pretty good. So we're gonna see how they compare to the other budget keyboards on the market. So while you guys are looking at the unboxing experience, I'm gonna go over a couple of the quick specifications that I did not go over in the intro of this video. The main one being, of course, that it has the tri-mode connectivity, USB-C, Bluetooth, 2.4 gigahertz wireless. Both options come with a media knob, so you can kind of adjust and choose volume, I'm assuming. On the Neon S75, the battery capacity is a 6,000 milliamp hour battery, whereas on the S96, the battery capacity is 3,750 milliamp hours. So for some reason, you're getting near double the battery capacity on the smaller keyboard. I'm not too sure why that is. Maybe they have to do some voodoo magic for that screen on the larger keyboard, but that's something to know for sure. Dimensions wise, your S75 is 13.1 inches wide and 5.43 inches deep, and then your S96 is 16.15 inches long and 5.54 inches deep. Weight-wise, both are going to be pretty light, honestly. The weight on the smaller one is 1.96 pounds, and then the weight on the larger S96 is 3.31 pounds. So not the heaviest keyboards by any means. And there really isn't much to comment on the actual unboxing experience of these keyboards in general. There's just very basic packaging on the sides with some small foam inserts, as well as a nice wrap to keep the keyboard nice and protected, as well as a nice little wrapped bag of the USB-C cable and the keycap and switch puller. Then taking a look at the actual switch of the keyboards that we have here, we have a regular brown switch from MX Cherry, it seems like. You also have options for a blue switch if you weren't partial to the linear option. But enough specs talk, let's dive into the typing test to see how this keyboard truly sounds. With the typing test now complete, I wanted to go over the full-size keyboard and the screen that's on it because actually I was messing with this off camera and I was actually pretty shocked with how useful this screen is. Most of the time with these screens on keyboards, I find that they're pretty lackluster, to be honest. They just don't have too many functionalities. You obviously can do like a GIF or something like personalization-wise that is kind of cool, but honestly, the usability of them is usually pretty limited. And this does make it a bit more compelling compared to the TKL version, having the extra numbers if you like that, and of course the functionality of this if you often change the color of your keyboard and stuff like that. So we're gonna kind of go over here, we're gonna zoom in actually, and I'm gonna show you guys some of the options that you can choose. At face value, it's just gonna be a media wheel, so you can just change the volume knob, the volume amount, and you can actually see it's going up and down there. When you click on it, that's when you unlock the full suite of options on this actual screen here. So you have Bluetooth modes, you have 2.4 gigahertz mode, you have wired USB mode, then you have your home mode, which we'll go into in a second. You have your layout, so this will change between Windows and Mac. The cool part that I like is lighting and color. So you can actually choose brightness, and this is also going to change the brightness of the actual RGB on the keyboard, as you can see there. So you have that, but yeah, like I said, the cool part is the color part, so you can actually go in between each color option, so you can kind of choose this array of colors here, and then you have a bunch of other effects too. So this is going to go through a bunch of like RGB effects and stuff like that, so it may be hard with this lighting on here, but it kind of goes through a bunch of your typical keyboard RGB options, and like I said, it'll show you which effect you're on, and there's about 19 of them, so you have a good amount of options for customization on this keyboard, which is a nice thing. I like to see this amount of options and I think I had it set to something around here. But yeah, aside from the color options and stuff like that, there's a good amount of options here. And then whenever you end up doing, this will be probably speed for your color option and effects and stuff like that. You can change the speed of those. And then aside from that though, we'll head back to the home menu, and then you can choose between the GIF, which the GIF is just like some generic Rosewill like motto, so it's not really anything important. Then you have your time here, which is kind of what the out of the box look is like. It'll tell you your time. It'll give you the date, the battery life, which is nice. And then you also have the indicators for what the actual keyboard is set on right now. So honestly, really solid for this many features on that screen. I don't normally praise screens that much, but these are not too bad, honestly. In terms of my experience with typing on it, it's not too bad. It's got like a resistance at the very beginning of the key, and then when you push past it, it feels pretty smooth. It is just a brown switch at the end of the day, so it's nothing too impressive that I haven't felt before. I will say it is a nice linear switch of all of them. I do like the browns quite a bit, so it is a good selection there. And then of course, if you want the clicky switches, you can go with the blues. I will say the switch market is getting really competitive. A lot of these budget brands are getting some really nice switches on their in-house brands. So that is one thing. Competition is pretty high, and brown switches are fine, but I definitely think there might be some better options out there that are similarly priced in this segment here. But all in all, pretty solid keyboard. So after taking a look at the screen, typing test, and the general specs of these keyboards, what do I think of them? Would I personally buy them? Now, I think that really comes down to if you are a competitive gamer or not, because let's be real, there are a lot of Hall effect keyboards that are about the same price as these keyboards on the market now, which do make it a pretty hard sell if you want the best performance out of a keyboard, because that's a saying nowadays. But I will say, in terms of just generalized, nice looking keyboards that are decent in quality, I'd give these a good passing grade. These have pretty much everything that I would want out of a $50-ish keyboard. I think realistically, these TKL keyboards would shine at the $50 price range, maybe like $45 on sale. If you can find them on sale for that price, I think that'd be a really good pickup, because they're just overall a solid, good plastic housing keyboard with PVT keycaps, tri-mode connectivity if that's important to you, and a decent RGB with some good backlighting. And of course, it has a nice clean aesthetic to it with a volume knob as well on the TKL. The full-size keyboard, I'm not too versed in the full-size keyboard range. Obviously, I know that they have a bit more expensive options out there because of the fact that there's more keys, there's more features and stuff like that. I will say I was very impressed with the screen on them. So if that's something that impressed you as well, and you like the look of this one, I think these are pretty solid keyboards to pick up, given the fact that they have decent mechanical switches from a more popular brand and decent build quality as well. So I'm gonna leave a link to these in the description down below if you wanted to pick one of these up for yourself. It is an affiliate link and it will help us out. Let me know what you think about these keyboards in the comments down below, and if there's any other keyboards you want us to check out on the channel, let us know down below. But thanks again to Rosewill for sending these out for review, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.